Eric in Charlotte, I'm on Main Street in downtown Darlington, where the sun is starting to go down, but the water level continues to rise. Freezing rain's been coming down pretty consistently all day long here in Rock County, which has actually led leaders here in this neighborhood to close it off.
Fans out here at Miller Park getting ready with the pregame festivities and the tailgating, and you could not have asked for a more beautiful weather setting.
And even in parking lots and sidewalks where things might not look that slippery, they still can be. This all started when police came here looking for this man, Ryan Weaver. Police say it started shortly after 9 a.m. today. That's when they say 39-year-old Floyd Brown shot and killed a McHenry County Sheriff's deputy. Sifting, sorting, sharing.
It's the GM way. We're going to ask you if you want 1 or 2 bricks.
A piece of Janesville history.
They just wanted something to touch, to hold on to, that it means a lot to them.
The bricks that once built this town's most iconic landmark.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Finding a new home. But it's more than just the cinders that had thousands of people waiting in line on a perfectly good Saturday. It's what they represent.
My father worked there, my uncles, I've had friends there, and I work at Belvedere in Illinois at Chrysler. So the automotive industry is in our blood.
Former GM employees.
It's like working on the line.
Pitching in to give away a portion of the place they once called home. Remembering the plant.
And it has 4-barrel carburetor.
And the cars it created.
I bought it when I was a junior in high school from a used car lot. It was a year old.
The cars that drove America.
A 1970 Impala that we're driving was built at the Janesville plant, and so we decided to drive 675 miles from Kansas to get a brick from the plant.
Is it worth it?
Absolutely.
Last Sunday, these same people watched as the last icon to fall did. And while the plant no longer stands here, it now lives on in the homes of thousands across the country.
This is part of that grieving process for people, but it's not necessarily closure. I mean, everybody, it's just like grieving anything. It's personal, and you grieve personally.
With the rev of the engine, it was finally time for the moment Miranda Olson and her family have been waiting for.
I didn't really sleep much last night, just because it's kind of like the night before Christmas. You're excited, you're nervous.
Hundreds of bikers from across the country, all there to support someone they have never met.
I've had contacts, Minnesota, Florida, Indiana.
That someone, Miranda's 19-year-old son, Zach. Zach has a rare type of brain cancer. It's incurable.
We were told to enjoy our time, and he's now on hospice, and probably the last couple weeks have really been the toughest.
Zach grew up loving motorcycles, and in March, his mom, Miranda, put out a request for Zach's last wish. He wanted to spend a day with as many as possible. Today is that day.
We sort of just said, yeah, we'll be involved. We'll go on the ride. We'll help out where needed. So, you know, that's how we're here.
And riders from across the Midwest.
We came all the way from Chicago for you, man.
Went more than the extra mile to grant Zach's wish.
It was roughly 400 miles.
Surprising him with gifts like a custom vest and surrounding him with love.
We're all brothers. You know, you get Outlaws, Hells Angels. We all have one thing in common. We want to support the community of cancer awareness.
And while he looks up to them,
All right, ready for a picture?
Yeah.
they look up to him too.
I mean, that's a fighter right there. You know, I don't know what I would do if I was in his position, if I would just give up.
And after months of sad tears,
Love you.
today,
Tears of happiness.
one last wish come true.
Overwhelming, but our hearts are full. We're happy. It's absolutely amazing.
For some, today is like a holiday. After a long, brutal Wisconsin winter,
I've been in sleet and rain and sideways sleet and rain.
sunshine, food, and the surefire sign summer is on its way. Baseball. For some Brewers fans, opening day is a can't miss.
So I've been 12, 15, somewhere in there.
They remind us that the word fan is short for fanatic.
It's really a spectacle, as you can see, from the balls and the wheels there to the bobbleheads in the windows. They've really put a lot of attention to detail to this.
And while Tim Wendorf can remember how he fell in love with the game, Dwight and Amy Famery can remember how they fell in love at it.
A bunch of our first dates were actually coming down to Milwaukee for the games and continued throughout our relationship.
Yeah, if anything, I think that's probably the one thing that we had in common was the Brewers.
That's why this year they bought an extra ticket.
He is 14 days old. Our due date was initially on the 20th, so it's cutting it really close, but he allowed us to get here.
Fanatics in love with the game and each other, celebrating the end of the winter season and the start of the baseball season.
And rarely do we get one like this. So the only thing that could make it better is the Brewers come home with a win today.